Good morning and welcome back to my channel. My name is Priscilla Chikariro. If you're new here, welcome. We talk about fashion, interior design, lifestyle, and everything in between. As the title suggests, today I have some amazing news. I have been waiting to be able to announce this for the longest time. And when I said I was working hard, I was not lying. This year, for the first time, after 4 years, Zimbabwe Fashion Week is coming back. I'm so excited. It's been insane, like trying to organize this and bring it back and actually get to the stage like today where I can actually confirm that it's going to happen. But I've been working with some amazing people. We are going to be working with some amazing people and bringing some amazing people that I have met in the past couple of months, and also helping to develop and expand on what is already going on in Zimbabwe right now. And happily, I'm so glad that there is so much that is already currently going on. Like the street fashion is like very vibrant. I think last week there was a fabric party that was amazing, and it really gives me encouragement and helps me feel like all this additional work, everything that everybody does to contribute to the industry, always helps to make it much more vibrant and to make it much better. So yeah, I'm really happy. I was so happy to see that things are moving, and we are looking forward to making our contribution as well. I am looking forward to that. But yeah, that is the exciting news that I have to share. And my heart, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, but then above all of that, I'm really excited to do this again. And on top of all that, to just take advantage of my position, like where I am right now, to make new connections, create new exposure for designers and create new markets, which is what I love to do. So that is what I have been working so hard on for the past couple of months. And yeah, happily we are back and we are here to stay. So today is also all about reflection for me. It has been exactly 1 year since I started Glam In Vintage. Literally tomorrow, the 1st of April, marks 1 year since I created my Instagram profile. And basically, I created Glam In Vintage, like I said, because I felt so low and I felt I had lost my confidence. And because of this traumatic situation that I had gone through and was going through, I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I couldn't get out of bed. It was just bad. Like things were like, that is actually in my entire life, that is the lowest I've ever felt, and that is the weakest, and it's basically the worst I've ever felt in my life about myself as a person. And so I created Glam In Vintage to sort of encourage myself to sort of use dopamine dressing as if you would like, to force myself to get out of this depression, to kind of start looking at myself and seeing myself for who I actually was and for who I actually wanted to be. And to actually also recognize that even though I kept getting these messages that I was worthless and I was not important and my life was not important or anything that I thought or said, that it was actually wrong. It helped me to really rebuild my confidence. And today I was just it was a very important day for me, because I was looking back and just kind of taking stock of all the work that I've done in the past year to rebuild myself to get to where I am right now, and just thinking about how I got here. And I really wanted to share that with everybody today. How did I get here? I think that a lot of times when people think of manifesting things, they think that cutting out pictures or creating a mood board is the only thing that you need to do. And once you have that done and you have your mood board, etc., it's basically all gonna happen just because you want it to happen. My understanding basically of what manifesting is that you need to actually make some very clear and concise changes in order for you to be able to get to where you want to be. And that's basically what I did a year ago. as depressed as I was and as terrible as everything was, there was still a part of me that wanted to live, a part of me that wanted to survive this entire situation, a part of me that wanted to rebuild and to do even better than what I had done in the past. So using that, I kind of like was forced to really re-examine my life, everything, the way I ate, the way the way I managed myself entirely, like from scratch, looking at the small things, like how much time did I spend talking to people or friends, how much time did I spend and what did I eat, drinking, etc. How much time did I spend doing things that didn't actually build me up towards the goals that I wanted. So I just kind of broke all of that down, and I started, like I said, by being very honest with myself, which was really difficult, because we all have little habits and things that we do that we don't realize actually contribute to us not being able to reach or achieve our goals. But then we kind of brush them off and think to ourselves, oh, I'm in control. Oh, it doesn't really affect anything. Oh, it's not really going to change anything. Or, mostly I'm in control. It's not damaging me in any way. I kind of took stock of the way that I was living and the way that I had been living. And though I had managed to achieve a certain level of success, that was not the level of success that I was hoping to achieve now that I was forced to restart my life again. I thought to myself, and I still think to myself to this day, that I want to achieve so much more. I want to be a much better person. I want to be much more conscious of the world around me, and stop living primarily just in the moment, or sort of just accepting things as they are and going through life as though it's just like that. It's hard for me to explain, but basically what I did to begin was to change the way that I ate and to include things like exercise, because I believe that the more energy you have, the healthier you feel, the more energy you have, the more time you actually have to work on the goals that you have set for yourself. So I started to eat better, which made me automatically start to feel better physically. And you don't have that guilt, because I had also put on quite a bit of weight and I wasn't very happy with the way my body looked and stuff like that. And wasting your energy on things like criticizing yourself, which is what I did a lot of, is something else that also takes away from your ability to make plans and do things that are actually going to get you closer to your goals. So in order for me to get rid of that, I decided to do something about it. I started eating better. I started exercising every day, and just having that discipline and creating a structure for myself where I'd be like, okay, I'll wake up at 6, I will exercise, then I will get my kids ready for school, drop them off. When I get back, I start working immediately. It's something that helps you to actually push your goals, actually also opens your mind up, because you now have so much time and you now have a structure where you know that, okay, for these couple of hours, all I'm doing is working. And the work that you're doing is not necessarily like day-to-day work. It's creating new projects, thinking of new ideas, brainstorming on your own, researching, learning new skills, which is something that I taught myself as well. Like, for instance, when I started this YouTube channel, I knew nothing about editing. I didn't even know how to record. These are things that I have slowly taught myself. I edit all my own videos. I even shoot my own pictures and things like that. So these are skills which I know are going to be beneficial for me in the long run, because they save me a lot of money. I also, as part of it all, learned how to build a website. So I have my own website. I disabled it now temporarily, but I built my own website, and for that website I did all of my own photography and I did all my own editing, etc., which cut out a huge amount of money that I would have had to spend if I had actually just outsourced everything. All this time that I use to teach myself new skills. So that was the first thing that I did. I made a list of the goals that I would actually achieve and the things that I actually wanted to do. and how I wanted to do them and how I planned to get there. And I began with myself, my habits, my structure, etc. And part of that was also kind of recognizing the fact that, I've always loved my wine, and, there's absolutely nothing wrong with drinking. But then for me, I realized that the older I have been getting, the worse the effect alcohol has on me. It kind of steals time from me. So it takes me so much longer to recover. Like if I go out the next day, I'm completely disabled. I don't want to do anything. I just hungover or just feel lazy, drained, etc. And so I realized that that was actually stealing a lot of my time that I could use to do something much more productive. So it's not that I cut out drinking completely. I still drink. I have the occasional glass of wine, but then I did cut back immensely. So now I don't let it affect the time that I have. For instance, I don't drink at all during the week. On Friday, yeah, I will drink a little bit, and maybe Saturday, but then now I've cut back so much, and I know that I don't want it to steal time from me. So I also don't let myself overindulge. And that's something that I've done across the board. When it comes to the people that I surround myself with, what kind of energy are they giving me? Are they people that help to build me? Are they people that make me feel depressed? Those kind of things were the second things that I took into account. What is it that is stealing time from me? Alcohol, cut out as much as possible. People that have negative energy, cut those out as well, because there's nothing that is more depressing and there's nothing that will pull you down more than people that don't want you to succeed, or people that want you to remain where you are because it makes them feel more comfortable when you do not have your full strength or your full power. It's tough, and it's scary to actually look at it and make that decision to cut out people like that from your life. But then it could be people that are even part of your family. But then at the end of the day, you only have one life. So if it means that you actually have to cut out someone who is part of your family, but then they are somebody that drains you, you need to do it for yourself. Because at the end of the day, it is you and you alone. You were born alone, you will die alone. And right now, when you're in trouble, most likely a lot of people will just let you go through it on your own. So people that do not help to build you, people that sap your energy and take away from your ability to grow, I cut that out as well. And then the third step that I did in this process of manifesting all of these things that I wanted to do was to actually write down my goals. My biggest goal was to revive Fashion Week. And I'm so happy that I managed to do that, and I managed to do it within the timeline that I set for myself. This is not the only project that I am working on. I'm working on building other things and starting and creating other projects as well. So all of those I put in a timeline of when I wanted to achieve it. And part of achieving those goals was exposing myself to people in the fashion industry here locally, attending events that would help me build my network, like New York Fashion Week, and actually just pushing myself to do things that I knew I had never done, go to events, talk to people and socialize and so on. And through all of this, I was really scared because it's been a while since I actually socialized, and because I didn't feel so confident, and also because I had to not only rebuild my entire life from scratch, I also lost a lot in the process. It's not that it's lost, but right now there is a war in Russia and I cannot get to my wardrobe. So I came to the United States with just one suitcase of clothing, and this was not even a lot. It was just a few pieces, nothing that was not a lot of things that I could actually wear out, etc. So things that were extremely basic. So I had to start from scratch, and not having amazing clothing or whatever was something else that I felt bad about. It took me a while to build up a basic wardrobe, and now I can safely say I'm much more comfortable with where I am. I know that I have been able to collect several pieces which I can mix and match and make look good. But yeah, that was also something that held me back and made me not feel so confident. And the fact that I wasn't working, and my status in the country and all of that kind of things. So a lot of things I felt were against me whilst I was trying to rebuild myself. But then, I tried to make myself focus in the moment and to focus on things that I could control immediately. What I ate, how I exercised, when I slept, whether I went or didn't go. And the thing is, at the end of the day, you miss opportunities by stopping yourself from going to places just because things are not perfect. So for me, because I'm a perfectionist, I was like, okay, you know what? I have this beautiful bag, it's in Russia. I have these beautiful shoes, but they're in Russia. I stopped thinking about those things that I did not have right now and started focusing in the now. What do I have now? What can I wear now? What can I do right now so that I can build towards that future that I want to get to? I went to New York Fashion Week. I put together the looks that I could with what I had. And you know what? I feel like, yes, it was pretty basic, but then, it was not bad. Next time, I know I will do even better. I did what I had to do. I worked towards the things that I wanted to work towards. And as big as those mountains were, like attending events like New York Fashion Week is not a joke. It's an uphill climb. To be able to get into the shows, to be able to get into events requires a lot of work, a lot of networking. And I did it. I just pushed myself. I built this page. I used that page to be able to get into events, to be able to meet people, to actually start broadening my network. And once my network was broader, I was able to actually, then start really working on building what I wanted to build, which was number one, to revive the Fashion Week. Number two, to start working on these other projects that I wanted to work on. So that is what I focused on basically. And I know that the position that I was in a year ago is so different to where I am right now. When I think about it and when I look back at those pictures, like my first post, I'm going to put it in somewhere, was this unit, this chest of drawers that was the very first thing that I ever found to put into our room in a friend's house where I was living. And it was the first thing that I refurbished. I painted it, resprayed the handles. I was so proud of it. And it gave me life. It gave me that sense that I could actually rebuild. I didn't have to have money. I didn't have to have a lot of money in order to be able to rebuild myself. All I needed to have was, number one, the willpower, and number two, the ability to learn. And that is what I focused on. Everything that I do, I have learned myself. I have learned one way or another, and Google is your friend. So if you don't know how to repaint furniture and refurbish things, Google is your friend. I learned everything, and I realized, sitting on some of the skills that I have instead of helping them to make me feel better or look better is pointless. So, I started doing my own hair. I started doing my own nails. Being polished and looking polished also helped to build my confidence. It made me feel better. And all the while knowing that I haven't spent $10,000 trying to do anything. Like even my apartment, I have furnished this apartment with primarily bargains that I have found if I have paid for them, for any of the furniture at all, because a lot of furniture people just give away. Make sure that I pick it up, refurb it, and put it in my house. And now I have a home that I love living in. I have a home that makes me so happy when I wake up every single morning and I look around. I feel it's so gratifying after knowing, and especially like today, realizing that a year ago today, I didn't have my own home. I hardly had any clothes. I didn't know who I was. I had identified myself with the work that I did for such a long time. Having that work taken away, having that company taken away, having those things taken away made me feel like I lost my identity, which is something else that I have been working hard on this year, just to see myself, like, who am I without the businesses? Who am I without, like, oh, Priscilla is the founder of Zimbabwe Fashion Week. That is not who I am. I should be Priscilla first before a title. So I have been working on discovering myself and being myself, and actually spending time doing more of the things that I love, more of the things that are me or define me, you know, instead of letting a title be who I am. That is not who I am. This is much more who I am. I would say that this channel is a very, very good depiction or reflection of who I am and who I've always wanted to be. And that's why I love this channel. This is something that I never ever thought about doing before, but, you know, talking to a camera, but, you know, getting responses from people. But I find that it's something that I actually enjoy. It's something that I think I could get better at. I'm happy. I'm really happy. Today, I can safely say that I'm happy. I wake up every day, and sometimes, you know, I still worry, like, because it's been such a long time since things were going so smoothly and all, like, you know, going so well, that I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know, for something bad to happen. And terrible thing to actually have on my mind, you know, to actually think that, oh, you know, things are not going to stay this wonderful, you know, something bad is going to happen. But, you know, I guess that is like the PTSD from all the trauma which I'm working on. I started therapy as well about a month ago, and that is also going well. It's something that I know I needed to get over some of these things, you know, the PTSD and stuff. I'm doing therapy. I have my own home finally. I get to wake up with my children every single day. I get to do what I love. I get to dream and grow. And I know it's extremely easy to be optimistic when things are going so well. But I am also teaching myself to kind of be grateful, or to be, you know, to be happy, not to be afraid that things are going to change, that things are going to go badly, but to also live in the moment. But then all the while keeping my eye on the goal. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys today. And if you are in the process of rebuilding, or you don't even have to be rebuilding, try to use some of the tips, if you would like, that I pointed out when you're manifesting your goals and when you're manifesting your better life. Your habits, as I say, are the ones that decide what your future is. And take a look and see if those habits are building you, or if they're actually leading you astray and taking you further away from your goals. But I'm really happy with where I am today, and a year from today, I will do another 2-year video, and we'll see where we are then. But you know what? If things keep going the way that they are, the sky's the limit, and the sky's the limit for everybody. You just have to believe it, you just have to work towards it, and you just have to really want it. But thank you guys so much for being with me today, and I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week for our spring video. I know I was supposed to do that today, but it's been a year. I felt like this one was the much more appropriate video to post for today. But again, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We talk about a lot of things on this channel, and hopefully you will find something that you enjoy. Until next week, take care. See you in the next one.